Day. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week at 8 o'clock in the morning to chat about what's going on in the world of weather. And we've got some beautiful weather outside. The top two things we're watching for you right now, of course, the cold and crisp start. It is absolutely beautiful. We've got chilly air, but a whole lot of sunshine. And that sunshine is expected to continue through the day. Happy to say the satellite and radar is looking good. So without further ado, let's get right out to that tower cam network, shall we? And we begin with a shot of downtown Orlando. The sun is shining bright. Let's talk temperatures in this 8 o'clock hour. Not as cold as it was a little earlier, but still nice and chilly. It's 46 degrees in the city, 43 in Leesburg, 39 outside in the Villages, 41 degrees in DeLand, and about 43 degrees in Daytona Beach. So yeah, it is looking nice and chilly. If you've got out and about plans today, it is Valentine's Day, and we've got you covered. With love in the air, so is the bit of chill. 48. Our 9 o'clock temperature, we're up to about 55 degrees by 11 o'clock this morning. About 60 degrees 1 o'clock, and 64 degrees our 3 o'clock temperature. So it looks great. It feels great. I'm happy to say we're not talking about rainfall today. It's just that little bit of a chill that's in the air. As long as you can handle that, you're going to be good to go. What's going on in the weather world? We've got those northerly winds coming in around this area of high pressure. But as that area of high pressure starts to shift more to the east, the wraparound wind means we get warmer temperatures in Central Florida. So look forward to temperatures starting to climb for us tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And as a matter of fact, when we talk about a temperature swing, look at the difference. Today, 64 is our high temperature forecast. By Thursday afternoon, 85 degrees. It is going to get warm across town. So just be ready for it, right? In terms of the overall forecast today, here's what we've got for you. If I can spell today correctly. There's our forecast for today. 64 in Orlando, about 64 degrees in Sanford, topping off at around 62 in the Villages, 62 in DeLand. Notice once you get along the Flagler-Volusia coastline, those temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler. We'll be sitting at about 55 in Palm Coast, 57 degrees in Daytona Beach. And then into the Space Coast, it gets just a little bit warmer, little by little by little. Yeah, not too bad at all. Frankie, good morning to you. Nikki, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Jan, Mirza, good morning to you. Pam, good morning. David, hope you're doing well. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. At least we've got a beautiful stretch. I was taking pictures already. Oh, because of how beautiful it is. I'm like, wait, what are we talking about? That makes sense. Now, that cold air is helping to keep those temperatures below average. In the left column, our forecast highs for today. In the right column, the average highs for today. And there you go. We're looking good. Just a little below average to the tune of about 10 degrees, give or take your exact neighborhood. Jim, good morning to you. Linda says, comes on Thursday. What comes on Thursday? What? Congratulations to the Barbie Dream House. What are you talking about, Marilyn? I have no idea. Hoping the 22nd it doesn't rain in Cocoa. There is some showers that are starting to enter into our picture by around that time, yeah. In the city of Orlando, Eric's rapping. Am I rapping? What? What? I didn't think I was. All right, so we know it looks good. A lot of people have asked kind of what's happening late this week because, of course, we're getting into speed weeks here. So nice cold air in place for now. That much we know. Looking ahead to tomorrow, that high pressure starts to shift. We're starting to turn the winds around. Our temperatures then are able to start to climb a little bit into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're continuing to watch that warmer air. But notice Thursday and Friday, there's a cold front that's just west of us. And so because of that, we do start to watch opportunities for rain. So let's talk about that. First off, the blue-green vacation duels race. That kicks off on Thursday. That's 150 miles. The first dual showers, second dual showers. That's going to continue for us. At the same time, we've got Daytona 500 qualifying. I believe, is that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Watching the radar there. Showers are starting to enter into the picture. The Next Air Energy 250, that is on Friday. Showers around. Yeah, super cool. What about the race on Saturday? 200 miles, a few showers around. And then the granddaddy of them all, the Daytona 500, showers. We've talked about this for a while, but yeah, it does look like pushing toward the races. And you know what's so interesting? I don't feel like we have had a perfectly dry Daytona 500 forecast in a very long time. I just feel like this weekend, for whatever, always includes showers. Am I the only one that thinks that? Am I? I don't know.
Sorry, could you say that again? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Wow. Am I the only person that has Apple products and just does not like Siri? I think she's terrible. I think Alexa is so much better. Carla, I like the commercial with the sloth. I just love all the electric vehicle commercials. I love that. Jason, coffee up. You know what's so funny to talk about the Super Bowl last night? I was watching. We got the kids to bed. We watched the halftime show and all that. Jeannie fell asleep early. I made it through most of the fourth quarter, and I'm like, okay, it's a Cincinnati Bengals victory. I must have nodded off 20 seconds in the game prior to that last touchdown. I woke up, and they were like, man, what a game, Stafford, the Rams. And I'm like, okay, turned the TV off, went right to bed. Wow. How funny is that, right? But I feel like, I just can't handle these late games. I'm so beat. And love the halftime show. I enjoyed it as well. I love the commercial with the little football players. Oh yeah, Evelyn, wasn't that great? I was like, is this a Madden promo? Whatever it is, it's so great. Ed says Mother Nature hates NASCAR. I have had to go and do tornado warning coverage on Daytona 500 Sunday. There's so many things. So many things. But the one thing I could tell you is that if it's Daytona 500 weekend, that means it's President's Day weekend. That also means we are not far from the beginning of spring. 34 days. I know it's a month. I know, but it's right around the corner. We're getting into late February, and then, of course, you get into March, and then you get into spring. Yeah, 34 days away from spring. Average high at that point is 79. We're in the mid-70s, at least for average highs, even if we're not going to be getting there. But temperatures these next couple of days are climbing. Take a look at what happens Thursday and Friday. We're not talking records, but it is going to be toasty, warm weather moving into Central Florida. Yeah, super changes for our 7-day forecast. So let's just take a look at Central Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast. Nice and chilly today. Beautiful bright sunshine today. It looks gorgeous. For our Tuesday and our Wednesday and our Thursday, those temperatures do start to climb little by little by little, making it into the mid-80s by Thursday. Yeah, and then we'll get those showers around. It's not going to be like a big, massive, nasty weather, but there is plenty of moisture around. So let's just take a look at the different models. Let's do this. Let me do this. All right, so this is the raw GFS model, and I just want to kind of outline. Can I make you bigger? All right, I want to make it big so that it takes up the full screen. There we go. Raw GFS. You know where we live, right? Like we're down here in Florida. So let's just roll through here. Nice storm system firing up. That's Friday. And you can kind of just see that moisture's around. And then there's a little impulse of moisture out in the Gulf of Mexico that's going to start to move our direction. It looks like that's 7 a.m. on Sunday. Lots of moisture around, kind of lingering but moving out. And then another little pulse kind of tries to get going and fades. Yeah. So Looking ahead to this weekend, there is going to be that moisture around, hence why the 7-day forecast looks the way that it does. Hopefully it's just showers, nothing more, but we'll have to see. Cold and me are not friends, Jason says. Thank you, Florida sun. Yadira, good morning. Ola, good morning to you. Moving here from a lifetime in Hawaii with games on at 1 p.m. Sunday afternoons. These late games. Oh, I know. The late games get me too. And when I used to work the night shift at the station, Kay, I would struggle to stay awake. And it was just like, oh, we went into overtime on Sunday Night Football. And it's like, okay, cool. Man. Russell, 19 below here. Where are you, Russell? That's gross. Carl, can you please show us the LRC projections for March? Sure. I have a new theory that I need to case study that may impact these, but this is our March long-range forecast. Marilyn says, going out for breakfast at the Breakfast Club, and later we're going on to the Celeste Hotel Valentine's dinner. We got a chocolate. I'm excited about that. That sounds a lot of fun. Oh, I'm jealous. Becca, I have the day off. My husband has to work, so who knows what we can do today for Valentine's Day. You know, it's funny. We're just going to do some sort of a takeout. Jeannie will get the salmon. The kids love the salmon as well, so they'll have that. And then I'm going to get maybe I'll get a steak. I haven't had steak since the surgery. So I don't know if I'll do steak or if I'll do chicken. Yeah. Oh, and what's the theory you want a case study? Okay. So you want to go into a deep dive with me? I'm trying to think of the easiest way that I can do this. So here's the theory. So the theory on the long range forecasting. What I've noticed, and I'm going to try and do this here. So what I've been doing, this is going to get into the weeds. Let me airdrop this. If you give me a few seconds, I will try and get this to a better presentation. Okay, hit open. If I go to files, move to, if I say file, export, PNG, desktop, 500, graph. Okay. All right. I'm going to try and do this. Bear with me. Turn you off. Stand by. I know you're seeing black, but this is when you ask me to do something on the fly, this is what you get. Bear with me. I know it's in black. Okay. All right. So what I've been doing, if you've been following along, we plot long range forecasting stuff. Okay, great. So what you're looking at here is a graph of the 500 forecast, or excuse me, of the 500 millibar level. Okay, what is the First off, what is that? So we send weather balloons up and it measures all different things. The way that I've been able to match the LRC this year and know not only its cycle duration, but also if it's running a little ahead or a little behind is by plotting this. So every peak and every valley gets a number. So the highs are odd, the lows are even. And what I'm noticing is that the highs that were higher in the first cycle are not as high in the second cycle. And the highs that are higher in the second cycle were not as high. You know, in other words, it looks like we get, in addition to all of this repeating stuff, it ebbs and flows in time, 1 or 2 or 3 days. Like if you look here, for example, I could like if you look 1 and 1 were close within a day of each other. 2 and 2 were close within a day of each other. Notice 3 was like 1, 2, 3, 4 days apart. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days apart. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days apart. And then by about, notice 9 was 1, 2, 3 days apart. 11 was right on schedule. 12s were right on schedule. 13s were right on schedule. 14s were right on schedule. 15 got a little apart, but it caught right back up for 18 within a day or so. So anyway, so you can track if you're running a little ahead of the cycle or a little behind the cycle. But we're noticing, and Jeremy and I have really been studying this, it seems like each cycle kind of alternates its main features. So the main features in cycle 1, the severe threats in cycle 1, wouldn't amplify as much in cycle 2. Other ones would. Now, with that said, does that then give us clues into hurricane season as to which cycle would be key threats here? So in addition to giving you dates and locations, we could say this would be the more amplified cycle.
Sorry, could you say
Would you stop? Stupid. Siri, if you were worth a lick. You know the only time that she has ever said anything to me was, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. It's because I'm never trying to talk to you, and even if I did, I couldn't expect anything from you. So I do think it's very interesting here, when you look and see how the different cycles play out deeper or more shallow, it does look like they go back and forth in the amplitude. So that is something that we are really studying, which then would help. Seasonal adjustment is a really difficult thing in terms of the forecast temperatures. And would, there's just observations. And so the reason that I point this out is because looking at Jeremy, this is Jeremy and I. What are Jeremy and I texting all the time? We're texting weather information, right? So he sends me a BSR image, and good example of every other cycle. October has the bigger trough and kind of looks like the BSR now. So it's very interesting, where October has the bigger trough. December, it yielded some severe weather, but it's like every other cycle it's doing this thing. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting how this goes, right? It's very interesting how this plays out. I'm just nothing but excited to continue to learn, to continue to expand, and to continue to get better at offering long-range forecasts. It's not perfect. It probably will never be perfect. And as long as you expect that, but for example, where could that help? That could help in looking at this. Do we know, maybe we get a better idea of trending warmer or trending cooler? Maybe we get a better idea of showers versus a severe threat, because as of right now, if any of the cycles had a severe threat, I'm going to list it here, even if it's on an off cycle, right? Because that's our understanding, but maybe that helps. So the expansion of knowledge, the expansion of utilization, the expansion of understanding never stops. It's not fake. It's just continuing to learn how to use the data. What somebody said to me once, you just torture the data enough and you'll get what you want. And it's kind of that. I know it sounds silly, but it's kind of that way, right? Like that's how we're operating here. It's very interesting. Frank, you can turn her off. I need to. I have literally never used her. And whenever I've tried, just when it first came out, it was terrible. And anytime that it accidentally thinks I'm trying to use her, I'm disappointed. It's just like I'm such an Apple guy. And maybe and while there's nobody here, Stella. While I'm talking, I'll leave the 7-day up. Stella! I'm such an Apple nerd, but I never, ever, ever entertain the idea of getting a HomePod. Ever. Because if its only abilities are based on Siri, not for me. What about you? Do you have a HomePod? Is it acceptable? I've got Amazon Echo devices in literally every room of this house. And I'm very, very satisfied with them. They're a tenth the cost, and they are much, much, much more capable. You need to torture the system to turn the heater back on. I mean, Annette, look at that 7-day. By Thursday, we're at 85. That's something. Marie says Stella wants to go out. She'll go out. She's already been out once. Crystal says my phone. I know. I mean, I've got Siri on my phone, and she's terrible. Meanwhile, I could say, like, the one in my office is I call it something different. Computer, good morning.
Good morning, and happy Valentine's Day. To celebrate, I'm going to pop the questions for a Valentine's trivia test. And if you get them right, I'll be quite impressed. To get started, just say, quiz me about love.
Quiz me about love. Computer, quiz me about love.
I'd love to. Let's test your knowledge about all things love. Do you want to hear the instructions?
Yes.
I'll ask you 5 multiple choice questions, and you can answer A, B, or C. To hear a question again, say repeat. To quit, say stop. Good luck. Question 1. The song, I'll Never Love Again, was performed by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in this movie from 2018. A. A Star is Born. B. The Greatest Showman. Or C. Mamma Mia.
A.
Bravo! Your star power shines brightly. Question 2. Fun fact. At weddings in ancient Greece, instead of a bouquet, the bride threw this into the crowd for someone to catch. A. A lit torch. B. Coins. Or C. Feathers.
B.
Whoops-a-daisy. You missed that one. The correct answer is A. A lit torch.
Seriously?
Which was said to grant its new possessor a long life. Question 3. In the legend of King Arthur, this ill-fated couple became a hermit and a nun when their relationship ended. A. Mark Antony and Cleopatra. B. Lancelot and Guinevere. Or C. Romeo and Juliet.
C?
Oops. But never fear. The correct answer is B.
I
Lancelot and Guinevere.
should have done that one.
Question 4. Fun fact. The term head over heels originally refers to doing what? A. Cartwheels. B. Falling. Or C. Backflips.
B?
Ooh la la! So correct. I couldn't get you to fall for the wrong answer.
Ah.
Question 5. In this 1986 song from Robert Palmer, he sang, "You might as well face it, you're what?"
Addicted
A.
to love.
Lost in love. B. Hooked on a feeling. Or C. Addicted to love.
C.
Ding ding ding. You might as well face it. You're addicted to getting the answer right. You got 3 out of 5 correct. You landed somewhere between not bad and not great. I have more questions to test your
We're not
knowledge
going
on
to do
love.
that.
Want to play again?
No. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. What did you say? You're halfway between not bad and not great. I feel like Jeannie would be one of the best to say, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Oh, that's funny. Frank, you got them all right. You guessed that somebody threw a lit torch? What? What does throwing a lit torch have to do with anything other than trying to burn somebody? Ashley, LOL, catch a lit torch for a long life. What? I feel like that's very counterproductive, right? See, now I'm going to have, might as well face it, you're addicted to love. Just smile. See, I'm going to have that silly song in my head now. How do you guess that they're going to catch a lit torch? That's not something I learned in school. Linda, so which is the best, Google or Amazon? I have an Amazon infrastructure, and I love it. I don't know anything about the Google, but I do love the Amazon. Nikki, the only one I didn't know was the lit torch. How would you guess that? Frank, they were hardcore, right? Yeah, Cindy, the earworm, exactly. What's everybody doing for Valentine's Day, the silliest of all holidays? We're doing takeout. I'm going to spend some of it with my old man, which I'm excited about. But at least it's beautiful weather, right? Cindy says I have both, but prefer Amazon. Well, that's good. That's good to know. That makes me feel better. Yeah, I've never used the Google, what is it, the home speaker? Yeah. Kenneth, Amazon Prime Video, you want their device. Google Play Videos, then you want theirs. Same for Apple. I mean, I've got everything Apple, but I'm steering the heck clear from that thing. Oh, Crystal going to the DMV. Blah. Jan says I couldn't hear the questions. I'm sorry. I tried to turn it up. I'm sorry. Sonia, taking the kids to the doctors. They both have colds. Yeah, my little guy, Eric, had... Not Eric. It was Alexander that had his little cold last week. We, did the whole flu test, the COVID test, and thankfully everything's negative. But he had something. Jamie says nothing. My wife is traveling today. As long as you celebrate each other every day, right? It doesn't have to be today in this silly commercial holiday. We talked about this yesterday. You'll get a kick out of this, okay? We talked about this yesterday. Jeannie knows that every Valentine's Day I go to Walgreens or CVS by the station to pick something up for her. She knows that. At least I'm honest. At least she knows, and it's just the joke of it, right? Right? Oh, boy. Thank you, Nancy. You as well. See you, Frank. Love you, brother. Elizabeth, love is daily. But is it blind? Have you seen that show? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Ozark. That's terrible. I'm sorry, buddy. I hope you're doing better. Ay, Gewalt. There you go, Jan. I'll make one for you, my dear. All right, my friends, we've got a beautiful stretch of weather, but we do have those showers that are coming into the forecast. So for us, late this week into the weekend, just know, looking ahead to the race, yes, you're probably going to have some showers to contend. That's okay. We can handle that, right? All right. We are going to talk much more about those shower chances coming up today on our afternoon edition of Coffee Talk. You don't want to miss that. That comes up at 3:30 this afternoon. We will see you for that. And then, of course, full coverage through the day on my various social media posts. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you guys and gals again at 3:30 for the afternoon Coffee Talk. But until then, be good. Bye, y'all. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day.